I had no degree. I still don't. I've tried vocational school for massaging, CNA, aka Certified Nursing Assistant, tried getting into an LVN school or Licensed Vocational Nursing School, tried respiratory therapy, history even, only to drop out of community college and university. And I'd been working minimum wage jobs my entire adult life, where I essentially didn't last longer than 3 months for any of them. I'm 27 for reference. I had no employable skills that could get me a good paying job. Let me tell you about how I ended up landing a work from home software job. A couple of years ago, I met some college friends that introduced me to a major I'd never heard of before, computer science, while I was pursuing my medical degree. I briefly watched this YouTube tutorial and tried lead coding for a bit with Python, but I eventually lost interest. Fast forward to about 2022. At this point, I'm living on my own and I get into a car accident. That night, I felt like life slapped me in the face and told me to get my shit together. Because of this accident, I remember feeling an overwhelming urge to study as hard as I could with coding and gained this profound confidence that I would find a job by the end of the year. I just felt like I could grab life by the balls and take control of it. I had no reason to believe in myself. There were huge tech layoffs. My wife is thousands of miles away, and I'd been dealing with underlying family emotional abuse my entire life. I didn't have a big emotional support system. Most importantly, how was I to compete with someone who has a degree in such a tough job economy? None of that deterred me though, really. That car accident had me locked in to reach my goals, to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and to reunite with my wife again someday. From the day after I got into the car accident moving forward, I studied every day for 2 to 9 hours at a bunch of random coffee shops while working part-time. When I got back into studying, I figured that I should have a strong resume with projects that have a strong user base and conveys my strong problem-solving skills by building real-world stuff. I just freestyled my learning. I didn't really follow a roadmap, and my teachers were Google and YouTube. While I pretty much just got mentored by subreddit responses and small advices from friends. I just happened to study web development because I came across cool websites like this. At this time, I learned about a bunch of things like web design principles, including prototyping for UX UI, HTML, JavaScript, Spline, the Flask framework, because I thought I could make money by providing my web development skills to small local businesses. I also participated in a hackathon, where, to my surprise, we got second place. I was going on Fiverr to offer full stack web development, where I had this one European guy reach out to me but ended up not hiring me at all. I tried offering full stack web development on Upwork also, where I was sending a bunch of proposals that got ignored. I tried dropshipping too, where I also got into 3D animation, marketing, graphic designing. I tried volunteering for a nonprofit as a WordPress web developer also, but I got rejected because I didn't know WordPress. I was going to tech meetups, I was going to career fairs at a university I didn't even go to. I did whatever I thought was an opportunity for a software job. Around 42 job applications in, all ignored and rejected, including 1 failed interview, 1 ignored application with a take-home assessment. This was my portfolio and resume at the time. One day I thought, isn't it better to be hired for conveying your skills in take-home assessments rather than being hired for your potential just by looking at your resume? Also, I'm probably gonna get cucked by ATS anyways. So I sent in another job application with a take-home assessment and bingo bongo, I get a job. At this current moment, it's been about 4 months into my job. I'm making above minimum wage, enough to travel to Asia to see my wife again. I followed 2 models throughout my whole self-taught journey. Doing something is better than doing nothing. And like my friend said, worry about today, not tomorrow or next week, because you can only control what you can do today. If I can give any solid tips, it would be this. Be consistent. Break down large goals into smaller goals so you don't feel overwhelmed. Study in intervals so you can handle long periods of studying and not feel overwhelmed. What really helped me out was using a Pomodoro timer. There were days where I'd spend hours on a single bug, but at least I did it in intervals. But also, go have fun. It's not healthy to stare at the screen and sit all day. You're gonna burn out. Go do random stuff. Life's meant for us to explore new things, like go hiking and get some fresh air. Go take pics with random people you meet at a Vietnamese festival. Explore photography and get creative. Go sing the Halo theme song in the bathroom with your homies after you guys finish clubbing. Go to a Mexican restaurant to watch a band. Go hang out with your homies. Go on the swings with them even though you're like 30 years old. And speaking of fun, study things you're interested in. For me, I tended to pick whatever I hadn't learned yet. Stuff to fill up my bucket list. Stuff I thought could help me freelance. For example, make a complete game and make a beautiful website for it so you can showcase it. Which also brings me to the next point. Learn from your mistakes. Give yourself the chance to improve from experience. Take a look at my resume here. This was when I hadn't learned yet about important things like the STAR method. Allow yourself to evolve.